You guys, this is part two, but as I was saying, my legs was really burning, really bad, and I so I go and check out my legs, and it's like the same thing is on my face is on my leg, but my legs are like really like feel like they're on fire, it's burning, and I didn't know at the time, but I was scratching them, and I was just and you can see like as if I had claws was into like I was scratching so deep I was scratching like under I was like going under the skin. So I go and I call my mom. She takes me back to St. John. St. John does the same. They just give me a boost of of Benadryl. And so the third day, they tell me I should be fine. And so the third day comes, the the thing just takes toll of my whole body. Like it goes from my face, from my arms from my hands to my legs to my feet. I mean, it was like really it was like you basically like a walking hive, like as if you like a little beehive, because you know how the hives go around the bee. Well, you like a walking beehive, and you got like these big patches, webs on your face. They're on your body. It was like no matter if I had hats on, I had gloves on, I had a scarf on, and I'm not the person that wear a really short cut. I like my behind to be covered, and I had like long johns on. I had my uniform pants on top of that. I had on two pair of socks, 2 to 3 pair of socks. Did not know what was wrong. But then I learned that once the reaction starts, it spreads to other parts of your body. And just by contact, like say if I touch my face and I go and take off my mitt and I touch my hand, it spread. So it was just spreading. So the third day it was on my face. My hands were so swollen I could not. You close and grip your hand. I cannot. This is how my hands was. I cannot close or grip because my hands were so swollen. My legs was like there were huge hives, like from my hip all the way down through my knee, and my feet were so swollen I could not walk on them. Like they feel like they have blisters. If you ever had a blister, I feel like it was a blister. So we go and I call my mom. We go back to St. John for the same thing. And St. John finally made a decision and said, okay, this cannot just be a simple allergy. So because I was still, in high school, so basically still, you're not an adult. So they wanted my mom to take me over to Children's Hospital. And Children's allergy specialist. And they just started they wanted to start me on allergy shots and stuff like that. And so after you have to wait. If I was want to show you, but this is how my arm look now. Right now, I don't know if you can see it good, but it's a little swollen just from the cold. But if you give it a few I'm going to use an alcohol wipe. If you give it a few minutes, because you basically don't start to see your hives until you get back into the warm heat or take whatever the cold compress that's touching your skin off. So, I take that off. I'm going to let this sit, but on hands, because I already know I'm going to have an allergic reaction to it, I have my cortisone cream. And you see how I did not touch it with my hands or my fingers, because once you start to have a reaction, it can spread. So I just used alcohol patch to, make it a little bit wet so you can see it better. But it's just was crazy. And the lady, like, we wasn't even, we were going to test me on just all basic allergies, which was like trees and all that stuff. So they give you like a shot, and the lady had put they give you a shot in both arms of allergy. They start you on low dose, and they just test you from there to see where you're going to go. Because I had already had the allergy test on my back done, where they like puncture these things and they just test everything on you. And it had already came back that I had a lot of allergies, but we wasn't down to what was causing me to have so many hives. And so we start on allergy shots, and this lady give me a shot. And she put you know how you have those ice bags you break? She put these ice bags on my where she gave me my shot. And then I said you have to wait a half an hour there after you get your shot. But after like 10 to 15 minutes, my arm, all this starts to go numb. I just feel like swelling going, like swelling just happening. And it was crazy because I just turned to my mom and was like, Mom, I said, I think something's wrong. And so my mom helps me take the ice packs off, take one off. And then all we can see was like, she gives you a little shot like here in the fat. And all you could see was like a hive was like growing, but it just kept going because the ice pack was about this size. So it was like here, and it was bandage wrapped, but it was on both arms. So, but you can just see, just from that one arm, when she took it off, it was so swollen, the hive, like it was like all just traveling up here. It went down, it wound up going down my back. And then my mom went to go get the nurse. The nurse came and she was like freaking out because she never seen anything like it, and she was just freaking out. The lady was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what I did," and she was just like, "I just did what we usually do on the patients. We give them a shot and then we put the ice packs on there so they don't swell." But mine's wound up having a way different reaction, and then so we go and then they diagnosed me and said I was allergic to the cold. And it was crazy because it's really not a cure for it. You have to take like if you was take an allergy pill so your hives doesn't be as bad or burning. But it's really nothing much you can do. But once it starts, the best thing, like the worst thing is when it starts to heal. You go into like the house, but you have to take off everything that you had on, like anything that was touching your skin. You kind of have to like put on like something warm or different. Like if you had blue jeans on or the shirt you was already wearing, you have to take all that stuff off, the socks off. And then once your body, like the heat hits your body, it just seems like it gets worse before it gets better. It gets like it's like you already know something wrong because you have this big old hive on you, but it gets worse, really bad. You feel like you're on fire, like your skin area is on fire. Like my skin is so swollen right now. I don't even feel my arm right now. It's so numb. But it's little hives I can see here. But I already have my cortisone cream. But if I can't get any good pictures on the here, I'll just post some pictures like on it after. But you just take like a Q-tip and you put the cortisone cream on. But this lady was freaking out like crazy, like she never seen nothing happen. And I didn't know, but I wasn't freaking out. But even though it was happening to me, but once you get in, it gets worse before it gets better because you get really burned. You feel like your skin is on fire. You want to scratch through to the point where we had to keep my nails down and keep like gloves on there and like put like duct tape around the gloves because I was scratching so much under my skin. I kept getting so many scars because I was scratching. It was itching. It was like you could not resist it. But I'm going to post you guys some pictures of how it looks. But right now it's still having like its reaction, so I want to show you the full reaction of what happens. But yeah, living with being allergic to cold is really hard because it's no cure for it. Like it's just like basic stuff you would think like it's just basic treatment you can do for it, but you really can't do a lot. Like, and it's kind of like hard because it's like you don't want them to use you as a piggy and test you so much. You just want to like get it over with, and that's how it is. I just hate it. But thank you guys for watching. I will post some pictures for you guys. If you guys can check out the video, I will post the pictures and showing you guys how some of the reactions look. Some of them look gross, but I'll show you guys how it looks. And you just comment and post, have you had anyone else living with this condition or anything? Or know anyone living with this condition? how do you manage? How do you go about when the winter time gets to come? Because I usually don't go out a lot because it's just like go in, out the house, you go to the car, and you back in the house. Because staying out the longer you expose yourself to the cold, the larger the reaction is going to be, the longer it's going to last, and crazy. Like, and yes, you cannot, you do, like, even though people just say it's just allergic to cold, but when I hold a glass cup or something, yes, your fingers do, the finger will swell, like, your fingers will swell because of the cold contact. Like, even when it popsicle, like, I buy those little frozen yogurt things, but there's a towel I have to use to eat it if I decide I'm going to freeze it, because if I'm sitting there going to hold it with my hand is going to get swollen, and then I'm just going to be a crybaby over this situation. But thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe the video. Bye.